Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell to get the Conservative Voice channel and content out into the algorithm. Y'all know that we have 4 more months before the actual event of voting kicks off. So it is important to get our voices out into the universe. So Trump said that he was not going to make his VP pick today or tomorrow. He wants to wait close to the convention. All right, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. That's always the trend when making a VP pick. All right, I know it's highly anticipated. He did make some comments on Doug Burgum and Marco Rubio. For Doug Burgum, you know, a recent interview that he did, you know, he was asked if some of Burgum's policies in the states that he resides in would be an issue. Trump said it would be an issue because that state has took a strong stance. But he did mention that it was just a state. So, you know, considering, you know, I guess the overall stance of how everybody else feel, the people, you know, overall, okay, we know how the state feels, but we don't really know how the people out there feel about a lot of Burgum's policies. All right, so Trump did acknowledge that that was an issue. So for individuals that are in favor of Burgum getting picked as VP, that's something to think about, okay? And when I say that that's something to think about, I mean it's something to think about, you know, considering Trump did mention that, all right? Now, as far as Marco Rubio, you know, something was asked about, you know, what he picked Rubio, being that he is, you know, from Florida. All right, and Trump said that may also be an issue because of the delegates, all right, of delegates being taken away and all of that stuff. So, you know, I know a lot of individuals out there. I do see a lot of people out there that are in favor of both. You got people that like Burgum and Rubio, all right, but we have to keep a lot of this stuff in mind, okay, when it comes to this VP pick, all right, and that it could possibly be somebody else that is picked, if not those, all right. And this is what I talked about in the video before this video right here, my last VP video. I said that, look, that board, it's a deep bench, all right. It's some good people on there, but you have to understand that a lot of these people have their flaws. And I know that when I mentioned that, some people in that video, I had some people in the comments say that, hey, regardless of what I thought about it, that, you know, basically, regardless of what I thought about it, it's still a deep bench. But I want y'all to also know that Trump has mentioned that some of the candidates have flaws. All right, some of them have flaws, and that, you know, we should not be, or individuals of who are fans of a lot of these VP candidates should not be shocked if they do not get picked. All right, that's all I'm saying. All right, I know that it's a deep bench, but I'm telling you what Trump said. Okay, and this is before. Like, I made the video first. Okay, I made the video first, and then he had an interview afterwards and basically said the same thing. Look, they have their flaws. Okay, so do not be upset if either one is not picked. All right, I would not be surprised if either one is picked, and I wouldn't be surprised if either one is not picked. All right, but I just want y'all to know that everybody has flaws. Nobody is perfect. Okay, you know, all I want is for the next VP pick to come in and be kind of like on that same level and have that same like-minded mindset like Trump has, okay? Because I believe that Trump will get us this economy back on track. And the thing is, we have to have someone that's going to come behind him and continue where he left off at. And not only continue where Trump left off at in 2028, all right, because I do believe that he's going to get elected, all right, and I do believe that he's going to get us another 4 years back of good economy, especially since, like I said, he's a guy with a proven track record. He's already done this from 2016 to 2020, All right, we need someone that's going to pick up where Trump left off at. Not only that, but to make the economy better. Just imagine, right, if you got 4 more good years under Trump, okay, and only to have that VP come in, okay, and give you 4 more good years after that. You know what that would do? That would actually give us 8 years, okay, of great economy, and that would put the Republican or conservative side on track to go on a nice run. Because like I told y'all, if the American people, right, if the American people are having great economies, housing prices are down, inflation is down, there's no inflation, it's easy to get housings, okay, we don't have to deal with illegal aliens coming across the border, all right, no wars are going on. Just imagine if we'd have none of this stuff for 4 years to 8 years. What makes you think that the American citizen is going to want to shy away from that? And like I said, y'all, when it comes to the Democrats have already dug themselves into a deep hole to the point where when these elections come up, future elections, people are going to just remember the last thing or last actions that the Democrats took, which was border crisis, inflation, okay, giving all our money away overseas. They're going to remember all of this stuff, participating in wars, you know, what the Russia, Ukraine, and a lot of other things that are going on overseas. This is what they are going to remember. All right, it's kind of like being shell shocked. We're kind of like going to be shell shocked, and we're going to be kind of not saying everybody, because you're going to have a lot of fair share of Democratic voters out there, okay, and liberal voters. But for a majority of the people out there, even some of the Democratic and liberal voters who are switching over to the Republican and conservative side, these are going to be individuals that remember that. Okay, it's like leaving a bad taste in your mouth. What's going on today is going to leave a bad taste in a lot of individuals' mouths later, okay? And that's what a lot of people have to realize, okay? So the thing is, this is very important for this VP pick right here to be on the same, have the same mindset, all right? You have to be on the same track. You have to. All right, because we're dependent on that. Trump's move right now, who he picks, is going to determine our future, at least for the next 2 or 3 years. Okay, and I do believe that we could go on that run. We need to go on that run. All right, it's going to be hard for, especially when I talk about the Democrats leaving a bad taste in the American citizens' mouths. Okay, it's going to be hard for them to really prove themselves again. Okay, if they're not in office. Okay, what are you going to do to prove yourself? Okay, what are you going to really do to prove yourself? Okay, if you haven't proved yourself. Or if the last thing you did was make the economy, the U.S. economy, a dumpster fire. What are you going to do to prove that you're not going to put the American people or the American citizens in that situation again? Because we're in a bad situation right now. All right, so it's really going to be hard to prove that, especially if we can, Trump can give us back a good economy, and then the vice president that he elects comes along and give us back a good economy. There's going to be hard for the Democrats to get out of that one. They'll have to fight their way back, literally. All right, and quite frankly, the only way I can see the Democrats really doing that, and you know, the Democrats, they always use certain tactics to win certain elections. The only way I can see that them really getting back in that, if they do something like they want to bring in like a black president, like maybe like a black candidate to run for president, like maybe a Michelle Obama. I think that if it gets so bad for the Democrats, Michelle Obama may have to come out of the woodworks. Not saying that she would do it, because she said she didn't want to be president, but I wouldn't put it past her. I mean, I don't trust her or Barack Obama, but I think if it gets so bad, and I want individuals to keep this in mind. I know that Michelle said that she would not want to be the president, but if it gets so bad, they might have to bring her out of the woodworks, especially if the U.S. economy gets good, sadly to say this, but if the U.S. economy gets to a point where it's going to go on a Republican or conservative run for the next 2 or 3 years, they might have to bring her out of the woodwork, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be desperation. But I'm telling you right now, we could go on a run of I think 2 to 3 years of Republican, conservative presidencies. Okay, I mean 2 consecutive, not years, because every term is 4 years. But we could go on maybe 2 or 3 terms where the president is, a Republican, conservative. All right, we may go on that run based on just a lot of the craziness that the Democratic parties have done and a lot of the damage that the Democratic and liberal sides have caused. We could do that. All right, so that's why I say it is very important. But the VP pick will be announced close to the convention, and it should be very interesting, y'all. But like I said, keep in mind that everybody has flaws. I know that it's a good bench. I'm not saying it is not. I probably should have made that clear in my last video. But, everybody has flaws. Just do not be upset if the person you want to be VP isn't picked. And I am happy that also Trump is keeping in mind that, hey, everybody has flaws. He's also pointed it out. Okay? So this is my video. I want y'all to hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. All right? And yeah, let's get this video and get the conservative voice out into the algorithm. I'll catch y'all on the up and up. Howdy.